Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Yep.
Okay, locked up. There was supposed to be an intro song,
They could sink it in
but
later.
you know, you just see us moving.
We're just moving.
Hey guys,
we're doing it.
Welcome to Gotham. Welcome to the Gotham After Show. I am Micheal Drew. Season 2, episode 15, Mad Gray Dawn. I hope you enjoyed that big old lovely silence between me and my boy, Mr. Steve Kaufmann. Wasn't that nice?
That was really nice.
I thought it was a moment.
Like, sometimes you just have to.
You know, sometimes you don't need music.
You just have to embrace.
There you go. Better late than never. That's what I'm talking about. See? And just imagine,
a little bit.
Yeah. You see, just imagine those little shoulder movements. You know, if you're just listening to this on iTunes, we're just shimmering our shoulders. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can see me shimming my shoulders.
And if you're listening to us on iTunes, we have pictures, so you can put faces to the names and voices you hear.
Are our pictures on iTunes?
I mean, well, no, but they're on Twitter.
Okay.
And then they could find us on Twitter.
Tis true. Tis true. Well, everybody, please, if you haven't already, go to youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV and subscribe, or go to iTunes and like us and share. Again, I'm Micheal Drew. You can find me on Twitter at Micheal_Drew, Micheal EAL, and I'm here with my boy, Mr. Steve Kaufmann.
You can find me on Twitter at Steve Kaufmann. That is KAUFMANN. Y'all can just stick around. I'm going to be covering Monday Night Raw right after this.
Yes, he will. He will go from superheroes to superheroes in the rings, in the ring circle, in the squared circle.
Yes, and Monsi is in Milan preparing Monsi and I's line of scarves. So she's not with us tonight. A couple people in the chat, including Steven Starr, like, "Where's Monsi?"
She took the red eye on her private jet. She's got loot, guys.
She's a private fleet of jets. She took one of her private jets.
Yes. Well,
She's
okay.
a big deal.
All right, Monty, we'll see you next week. Thanks for abandoning us. All right.
Hey, they're my scarves too. She needed to handle some business.
I know she better come with scarves next week.
She better.
Right. Gotham themed.
That scarf better be on fleek.
All right. So this episode, initially, it was okay. I'll give my comment after. You first. What are your initial thoughts?
I really enjoyed this episode. It was because this was the episode. I don't want to say dump the trash because nothing this season was trash.
Yeah.
But like this was the episode where they had a lot of stuff just festering since like the beginning. Yeah. Like since like midway to less than midway through the first half of this season. That all kind of came to a head this episode.
Okay.
That like a lot of stuff from the first half of the season where it's like, well, is the Riddler just gonna get away? Is Enigma gonna get away with everything?
That's I didn't look at it like that. Good point.
Is Gordon going to be able to just kill Gallivant and not face any problems? Is Penguin just going to go to Arkham? Okay. When we clearly heard that they casted Pee Wee Herman?
Yeah.
Like a lot of that stuff just happened in one episode. And it was very satisfying. It was very satisfying because the outcome didn't seem the obvious choice.
You're right. We were both genuinely surprised.
And that's good writing. Good writing is how would I write myself into a corner? And it'd be like, well, he's tried and he goes to prison for 40 years for killing a man while a cop. Okay, we'll do that and then see how do you write him out? Like, how do you realistically write him out of that? So that's where we are right now, where it's like, well, let's put him in jail. What I don't want to see happen, and might, is for him to get out of jail in one episode.
I mean, I'm kind of expecting that to happen.
No. And I'm sorry, I mean prison. Jail is where you go to wait to get sentenced to go to prison.
Semantics, Steve.
Yes, but some of us are aware of the difference.
Yes.
Some of us have been to jail and not prison. It's a big difference.
My bad. I forgot about your past. My bad, big dog. I'm sorry. Note to self: don't piss off Kaufman.
Don't.
You're right. I like
why
that.
do you have to know my past to not know? You should just know that.
I like that.
But yeah. What did you think of this episode?
I thought it was good. I'm trying to ask myself, did I find things rushed? Because I didn't initially think things were rushed, but when you look back and when you take a seat and look back at this episode, things like you just said, things happened. A lot happened in this episode. You know, we got the father. James Gordon gets imprisoned. Bruce. Well, the Bruce thing that wasn't too rushed.
Yeah, the Bruce thing is actually working at the pace I thought it would. Well, I was actually wrong last week when I thought we were just gonna back off him.
I was hoping that was gonna happen.
I mean, they did a good job with him this week.
Yeah, it worked.
This could have been weeks from now, but they had the time.
Yeah,
it was necessary, and it was a great growth of his character to show that he's when things are wrong, I need to fix them.
Yeah,
because I am Batman.
He did have
baby Batman.
He did have that baby Batman feel when he was like, "No one can break me." I was like, "Oh damn."
I'm little Bane. You'll see.
Little mini Bane. Yeah, I thought it was rushed, but it didn't feel rushed. So I guess that's a success.
Yeah, that it never felt forced or rushed. That Gordon went from in one episode hero cop to arrested and sentenced to a penitentiary for 40 years.
Okay.
To not force or rush that big a jump is actually very incredible, and kudos to everyone involved.
Kudos to the writers. I follow them on Twitter at Gotham TV writers. I think it is. Are those all the writers? Or is there one writer?
They're not verified, so you can't tell. But it's not a joke account.
Yeah,
so my guess would be it's all those writers.
I keep trying to talk to them. Are you guys really writers? Are you the real writers?
Well, what it is that they probably can't be as official as the show can be. But as far as I'm aware, that's a legitimate account.
All right. Okay. So.
Well, it depends. Do they follow me?
Do they follow you?
If they don't follow me, they're not a legitimate account.
They don't follow me. Who cares about them? They're fakes. So we start off the episode with a really cool scene. The Tim Burton-esque.
Yeah. There was a lot of Tim Burton to this episode.
Yeah, with Nigma stealing the portrait. I thought it was very similar to Joker when he was in I think it was the first movie where he was robbing paintings to the Prince soundtrack.
Yep.
And it was the Tim Burton Batman. It was very reminiscent to that. I thought it was that's the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah.
You know, so Nigma goes in there, he steals a painting, uses a fake bomb, and then we go to Gordon, where they drop it on Gordon that they're reopening the Gallivan case.
That's felt like it was coming.
I mean, I didn't even really think that the case was technically closed, but I did think the case was closed.
It was incredibly close. Yeah. I just have to play devil's advocate here.
Ahead.
In the past, I think it was a week or 2 weeks. I don't remember if it was last week or the week before, where this whole Nigma Kringle stuff started coming up again. I'm pretty sure it was just last week. And whatchamacallit, Gordon is just kind of okay. I'll do the basic amount to look into this because my lady said I should.
Yeah.
And it went from that to Nigma having a personal vendetta for losing my mind right now. Gordon.
Yes.
Losing my mind with the names.
No, I hear you.
But I think I underestimated Nigma.
I
didn't think he was, and I shouldn't have, because he had been working with Penguin, and Penguin probably gave him all the intel he possibly could have.
Penguin says that, or Nigma says that to Penguin in this episode. Thanks for all the intel on him.
Literally enough information that would be in an anonymous internal affairs report that he can then straight up frame Gordon to just send him away forever.
Yeah, and it's insane that's what happened. Jim was so nonchalant. He wasn't even thinking about this, and it was enough to set Nigma off. And he just ends up, because of his own psychosis, just ends up framing the guy. Just all of this was done based off his I think he wants to get me for Kringle.
He had no interest.
None.
He had minimal interest.
Jim is such a bad place, wrong place, wrong time all the time, man. I feel bad for this guy.
This happens to Jim quite a bit in this show.
Damn, dude, he ain't even Batman. This is happening to him. So speaking of that, Barnes says they're reopening the Galvin case, and because there was an anonymous tip. Mm-hmm. Clearly, we will all figure it out. This is all Nigma. This is all a big setup,
as it would have had to be, because no cops were there.
And I loved how throughout the episode you just see Nigma planting his seeds.
Yep.
And I love those. I love those movies where seeds are planted, and then in the final part of the show or the movie, it just goes back and shows flashback of how everything happened.
Yeah, and in a way where it actually tricks you. Because, like, the chain of custody document, I honestly thought that was a chain of custody document.
Yeah.
And that was just how he was getting that crowbar. But in reality, he didn't need a chain of custody document to do that.
Yeah.
He would have just needed to steal a crowbar, which he doesn't need paperwork for. So, but it was so good to just, like, see an actual criminal mastermind Enigma.
Yeah.
After close to 2 years of just him being, like, killing, like, 3 people.
Yeah, so to piggyback on that, so we pretty much go from there to the crime scene where they're trying to figure everything out, and they see that he goes in full-on Riddler mode. Question marks on all the paintings. Mm-hmm. The painting he stole is missing, and they put 2 and 2 together, and Jim, getting his crime solving on, figures that this is all leading to the train station, right?
Yes.
Was it the Marty place at the train station?
Yeah. There was a big riddle involved.
Yeah, Market Street.
Yeah, there was a big Union Station in Market Street. He had a lot of faith in Gordon there.
I
would have just...
Enigma? Yeah.
Enigma had a whole lot of faith in Gordon there.
I know.
Like that it was just like... I just pictured a moment way too easily where none of that connection happened.
Like when
he's just hanging out at a train station,
Yeah.
like where's Gordon now?
Yeah.
But like
that would have been a perfect other scene.
I spray painted 2 paintings and took a third one. Like I couldn't have been more clear.
Yeah.
It's
like where did the moment come where Enigma saw that in Jim, like, you know what? This guy's smart enough to figure out the most complicated of riddles. Like, when did that happen?
They have actually planted that seed.
I mean,
Gordon, among all of the people on the force, Gordon catches more of the riddles than anybody else.
That was a little extra, though. Like when he be like,
but
wait a
that's
minute.
the Riddler, though. You have
La rue means street, market, marché. Wait a second.
I mean, that's French. You learn.
I know, but to put
kids learn French in high school.
I know, but to put 2 and 2. I know French in high school. I wouldn't have figured that out.
Me either. But for the purposes of the show, they needed to do that. They needed to do that so they're like, no, he's smart. He's a detective. But I want to write the comedy sketch. I want to write the comedy sketch where Enigma's just sitting in a train station like, I'm not going to kill anybody.
Yeah.
Like, I just wanted Gordon to get here so I can get him to hold a crowbar. Which, by the way, he went to very elaborate lengths to get Gordon to hold a crowbar.
I know.
That was pretty much all he needed.
I know.
Could have been just like, hey, Jim, hold this.
I know. But then I guess it would have gone, he knew where it would have came from. It's like, wait a second.
Fair, but...
You know?
Eh.
All right, so they go to the train station. They find the bomb in the locker. Boom, boom, boom. They take out the bomb. And Jim saves the place. He throws it in like a mini tunnel or like what was it?
It looked like a vent, maybe?
Like he throws it in like a vent.
Like a central vent in the center of the room?
Yeah. And this entire thing, as it will be explained later on, was just put together just so he can get signatures and fingerprints.
Signatures on a blank document.
Yeah.
Which he could have forged.
From Pinckney. He gets Pinckney to sign something.
And then fingerprints on a crowbar that he could... I'm going to suspend my disbelief because I did enjoy this episode and I enjoyed all of this. But breaking it down now, I'm like, wow, that was a really elaborate plan. But once again, that's the Riddler. That's Enigma. That's staying true to the canon there. That it's like, nope, he comes up with really elaborate plans that like only see... And like, I think Joker did a couple of them. Joker does that too.
What, over the top plan?
Or just like a plan that like requires like 15 different steps.
Yeah.
To happen, which like makes him look like a human chess master when really it's just like, nah, you just wanted to look real cool though.
Yeah.
Like you wrote it that way so you could look real cool.
Yeah. Well, it's like they have a tendency to do these crimes kind of hoping that they're solved. You know what I mean? It's like Jim, like he wanted, like clearly he wanted Jim to solve this just so he can have that repartee.
Yep.
Which makes him even more insane.
Well, yeah. You have to have a proper adversary,
I guess. So, all right. So after all of this, Bullock has his one-on-one with James, and he tells James that he's the primary suspect.
as he should be.
Yeah, but I think at this time,
Yeah.
at this point, he didn't really fully know that yet. He just knew that it was opened, that it was reopened, and Bullock tells him that what he heard from his inside source, that he's the primary guy. Now Jim is sweating, and this leads to his awkward dinner with Lee.
Oh, I love this.
It depresses me to see how the relationship has just gone into this direction of just awkwardness and the untrustworthy behavior. There you go.
Yeah, well,
It hurts me.
But there was a lot on both sides to make them feel that way about each other.
I'm rooting for them.
Also, Arian Haggard in the chat, is Jim Gordon going to become the Joker?
Yowza.
That would just be like...
That'd be insane.
I'd be like,
no.
what?
I'm going to say no, it's not going to happen. But yeah, that'd be crazy.
That would be incredible.
I don't know if it'd be incredible. I think it'd just be extra. I think it'd be like, hey, you guys really want to screw people up? Let's just make them the Joker.
But that would be Gotham. That would be this TV series where they don't care.
Yeah, you're right.
They are the honey badgers. They're the honey badgers of of comic book TV shows.
Yeah. So there was this one part in the dinner where Jim tells her that the case is reopened, and she freaks out, and she tells him that, like, you're in trouble because, you killed Gallivant. I asked you there that I don't really remember, but that's the first time that she's actually verbalized that he killed Gallivant. I think she questioned him, but he always denied it, and that's the first time that he really kind of admitted it to her.
Somebody in the chat can admit this, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he told her.
Okay, can someone get in the chat and let us know if Lee has known this already? I don't remember Jim telling her that he killed Gallivant.
The chat will clarify this.
Please.
I'm like 80% certain he told her, and that was part of the wedge.
Help us, guys.
That was part of the wedge that's going through is Penguin's dad Mad Hatter. I think so. I meant to Google it. I'm pretty sure that, like, in this show, like, everyone's shade of a shade, but
Yeah.
like I think that's the vibe I caught. What do you think they're gonna do with Barbara? That's Zach Gallant in the chat. I think she's gonna wreak some havoc.
I actually think she's gonna wake up and she's gonna be the same way as Cobblepot is right now. She's gonna wake up cured, and we're gonna go through these episodes of not knowing if she's really healed or she's playing a game.
I actually have a really good prediction that I just thought of.
Okay. Save it, Kaufman.
All right, I don't see anything in the chat, so we're just gonna keep on
keep
moving
it moving.
along. I'm positive that she knows,
All right.
as she should. Like, he's fairly honest with her.
Okay. All right. So Jim ends up. So this leads to Jim finding the payphone through an anonymous tip, that regarding I think that the payphone was a lead from the bombing.
Yes.
Okay. So he finds the payphone, which is actually in front of Pinkley's apartment, where Nigma had just gone to.
Yep.
And bashed his brains in with a crowbar. With the
used to
same
call me
crowbar.
on the payphone. Sorry, I get one. I could not resist.
We probably should use that as an intro. Purely for that one scene. So he finds Pinkley's body unconscious after being bashed in by a crowbar. And while he's checking on his body, in comes Barnes. And they have a nice little good old standoff.
This is a wonderful standoff.
It
was.
These Barnes Jim
All this was
Jim
perfect,
scenes.
and then we just get the huge reveal about everything Nigma did.
And they did a good job with it.
Yeah, I'm all about it.
I was shocked when I saw Barnes there. And I was genuinely surprised when more and more of the
like,
revealing
it was standard
happened.
serial, like, oh, he's running down a lead, it's this and that, and like he'll probably, like, we thought Nigma would try to best him and fail, and it would happen slowly over the course of the season, and instead
He wins.
he bested him in like one episode where we're like, oh,
He wallops him.
and now he gets to be like Dexter now. He gets to Dexter where he just gets to kill people and then cover it up because he works at the GCPD.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a heart of gold underneath his murderous heart.
He might have developed a murderous heart at some point.
No, I'm just saying, like Dexter. Dexter, that is at least that level of good morality where he's a good guy, so he kills bad guys.
So, Zach Galati in the chat also asked,
Yes.
do you guys like Barnes?
Yeah.
I like Barnes too. Can we officially drop our prediction that he's evil?
He's a good
He's
guy.
clearly not evil.
I was holding on to that one for a while.
He's Boy Scout to the max.
I know.
And that's to a certain extent is evil. But he's totally,
and I'm glad,
totally not evil. Like,
I'm glad he's not. He's
totally not a big bad.
Yeah, I'm glad he's not evil. But only reason I wanted him to turn was I kind of wanted that prediction because it was a good one. I thought that would have been if later on he comes out and was like, it was me, I screwed you, very Vince McMahon-ish. I screwed you, Jim. It was me,
Austin.
It was me the whole time.
Me, Austin.
I planned it. My last name is Gallivan, you son of a bitch.
Okay.
All right, sorry. Okay, so he finds the payphone. He ends up being brought in and then gets interrogated in another great scene, just like last week's Matches Malone scene, where Barnes. It almost looked like a romantic scene when he was screaming at him, and then Jim asks for his rep, and he just looks him in his eyes and he's like, "You broke my heart. You broke my heart.
It was good.
It was for you. I gave it to you." It tore it.
That was well played. The whole thing.
It was well done.
Your reenactment.
Oh.
Your reenactment was very...
Oh, thank you. It was... I felt it. Barnes hit me. He broke my heart, too.
Bam.
My heart was broken. So, and this is where things just kind of jump up a bit. He just gets arrested. And I'm like, okay, he gets arrested. Okay, what's going to happen now? He gets arrested. We go to commercial. We come back from commercial break. 4 weeks later, they've gone on trial, and he's going to prison for 40 years at Blackgate.
Yeah, they didn't... Did they say it had been 4 weeks?
Yeah. It
Okay,
said
the news
4
report
weeks,
did say it was 4 weeks. And I remember turning to you, and I was like, wow, that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, I thought there'd be a trial, or, he'd have a chance to fight, or this or that. And it was just nope, trial happened. And
he lost.
He's going to prison. He was in jail. He's going to prison. Gotham Penitentiary. Steve taught some Gotham civics, some Gotham math. Now Steve is going to teach you Gotham law.
Okay.
You go to prison after you go to jail.
Yes, I know this. Okay.
I got Gotham School. I think I need to come up with a segment.
Okay. All right. It's all right.
Steve Kaufman takes you to Gotham School.
Gotham Education featuring Steve
Gotham
Kaufman.
High School. Gotham High School with Steve Kaufman.
Oh, and they were followed by another nice little heart-wrenching scene of James just breaking everyone's heart in this episode.
A little bit.
Maybe we should have got Heartbreaker for this segment. So then James has a conversation with Lee where he pretty much breaks her heart, tells her, breaks up with her so she can have a better life without him because he doesn't want his child coming to prison because he's pretty much given up.
He's not wrong. And
I understand
it's not that
him.
he's given up. He has no options.
He gives her tough love, says, "I'm so sorry," and just goes back and tells her to leave. Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy.
That kind of threw me. I mean, that didn't throw me up, but I was like, man, when this was all happening, I was like, what is going on?
But that's necessary. That's if he truly loves her, which he does. It's you shouldn't want any of this.
Yeah.
You should go marry a nice firefighter. That's what you should do.
And dream about me.
Well, I mean, duh. Of course.
I said, you better get single and go away and you wait for me to come out.
Betsy in the chat says Bullock maybe is key. I think Bullock's the only key at this point.
It's Bullock's time to shine.
I mean, Lil Wayne, but I'd rather he stay back.
Yeah.
I'd rather he work on his own stuff, because he doesn't have any money.
Yes, it's Bullock's time to shine. I want to see more Bullock. But speaking of Lil Wayne, oh yeah, James goes to jail. He's in Blackgate. Lil Wayne is in the streets hitting it with Selena, and they go to a mushroom. The first time we see Wayne is he goes to a mushroom what's the a mushroom growth factory, like an underground mushroom
a farm,
growth farm,
mushroom farm.
Yeah, that's being grown by baby poison ivy.
Yep.
And it's I guess it's a group. It's what was the last name was.
Oh, you're talking about the
group,
the guy who ran the
Sonny
Gilzean, who's the nephew of Butch Gilzean.
Okay, so he's Butch's nephew.
He is Butch's nephew, says the Gotham Wiki.
Okay.
And because his name's Gilzean, and that would be really confusing.
To have two Gilzeans.
It would be really confusing to have two separate Gilzeans in Gotham. That makes no sense. It's
Yes.
clearly his nephew.
So they're pretty much trying to rob Sonny. They poison the entire gang, and when they go upstairs to jack their stash
They
of
don't
loot.
poison. They don't kill them, but
No,
they give them give them a high dosage of some stuff to get them all screwy,
Yeah.
just so Bruce can steal money. And we got this awesome moment where he's like, I'm okay stealing from criminals.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about the awesome moment where where the bad guy wakes up and sees Bruce and he's just like, it's just a dream, bro. It's just a dream. I would have preferred that if he would at least would have changed his voice instead of just being, hey, it's a dream. It's just a dream.
I think that's how you convince somebody it's a dream. What's up, bro? It's a dream.
Well, okay, maybe.
Bro, you're dreaming.
Yeah. You're very aware it's a dream. Nothing like it's a dream and just start shaking.
Yeah, I think that's a way to not fool anyone. Just be like, it's a dream. Why are you not talking like a human?
I mean, my dreams are kind of weird. My dreams are always squiggly.
Oh, okay.
I'm just using this as an excuse to do this.
All right.
So, so they jack the money. They try to run out, and in comes Sonny Gilzine, and he captures Bruce and Selina, and proceeds to threaten them, beat them up, and then he has that one-on-one moment where we finally get to see Alfred's training put into use.
The one piece of information that Bruce got last week
that benefits him
comes into play the following week.
Yes.
Oh, no, this was great though that he was just, which I don't know. Speaking as a big man, I was always a big man.
Yeah.
That was a piece of information I was never given.
Yeah.
Which
bully Steve, bully people.
Well, no, but like the piece of information is that if the opponent is bigger than you, you have to outlast them.
Yeah.
Being the bigger opponent, like essentially being the bigger opponent my whole life.
Yeah.
It's like you need to end it right now. Like, you don't have every minute that you go with an opponent that's smaller with you is a minute you're at a disadvantage.
Take them down.
So it's literally like, and that's, I trained as a boxer briefly, and that's what I worked on. It's to like make sure every hit was a haymaker.
Knock him out.
Pretty much.
So
I trained in boxing while I was in jail waiting to go to prison.
Oh.
That's
He's a
little bit about my backstory.
He's got a huge tattoo on his back, too. It's a map, but we'll talk about it later.
It's not important anymore.
He tried to knock out Bruce. Like, he was throwing some haymakers at him. Yep. And Bruce was taking him. Like, when you see Bruce's face after this...
Yeah. Oh, Bruce's face got wrecked.
He is swollen.
This is Baby Batman. That's how you become Baby Batman. You just get beat up all the time.
Yeah, and then, and he wins the fight. Well, Selina distracts... After she elbows one of the guys, and they end up winning. They knock a few guys out, they take the loot, and they break out. And it was good for them. It was good for them. It was a nice moment because then
those guys.
And then Selina stitches him, and it was like a real manly moment. That's when he's like, "Oh, I feel it," But then Selina sets him straight. Like no one's invincible, or no one. There's always someone. Someone can always be broken.
And he's like, "I'm the knight."
I know.
Yeah. No one can break me.
You can't break me. No, Selina. You can't break me.
Where is he?
And then it ends with him, of course, seeing on the news 4 weeks later Jim going to jail.
I liked this tiny bit of acting from him here, of just like the way he watched that report of like, this is wrong.
Yeah,
this is wrong, but still also sticking to his conviction, because I'm sure at some point he would have heard that Gordon was going away. So going away and then facing trial, and he could have just come back to Alfred and then hired the best lawyer in town.
Yeah.
But he's sticking with his thing that like, no, I'm just gonna walk the earth. I'm gonna walk the earth and steal from the Gilzeans. How many Gilzeans are there?
I didn't even know there was a fan. I thought Butch was the only one.
We don't know. No. Yeah, there was never any reference. We know Butch. Yeah, never mind. we knew Butch had been around, and that was about it.
Real quick on our boy Oswald. So in this episode we just see Oswald making the rounds of repentance after being released from Arkham. The first place he goes to, I think the first place he goes to is he visits Butch and Tabitha.
Yep.
Speaking of the Gilzeans, he visits Butch and Tabitha. This guy's in a robe and they're chilling by the fire.
Well, they run Gotham now, or they run the criminal underworld of Gotham.
They're fully a power couple.
That Fish used to run, and then Penguin ran, and then Galavan took, and then I think Butch just had. Like, I love that. At least under Butch, like it's not like a power vacuum. Like I think Butch just has it.
Yeah.
Like there's no war, there's no fighting. Like it's everything. It's like nope, they got it.
Yeah, and Tabitha seems to have a healthy respect for him. I thought it would have been very one-sided, but she seems to like the fact that she wants Butch to be powerful and she wants to work with a powerful man. You know what I mean? Like when Butch was telling her that I'm the boss, she's done so much to Butch. I guess I was expecting her to be more, I don't know, bossy towards him or more, controlling. But she was just
partners,
very, she's accepting the partnership. Oswald comes in and says he's a changed man. And Butch is about to let him walk, but not without Tabitha Tarring and feathering him.
That seems fair.
I guess. I mean, considering like he didn't. That's all they got.
I mean, like
They didn't chop anything off. They didn't scar him.
you kill my brother.
I killed your mom.
Well, I kill your brother. You killed my mom.
Yeah.
I had to go to
feathers.
Arkham and get tarred and feathered. I think, is that straight?
That should be straight.
I mean, I feel like a mother would be valued more than a brother, but
Yeah.
there's Gotham, there's weird Gotham math involved. That's another segment, the Gotham math.
Gotham meth. So that which leads to him going to see Nigma, and he tries to get Nigma to he tries to get Nigma to repent and get back on the side of good, but Nigma's just like, dude, I'm feeling this. I am feeling this level of, I'm feeling this bad stuff. Mm-hmm. And he kicks out Oswald. He's like, hey, I love you, man, but you gotta go. He kicks out Oswald. Oswald visits his mom's grave, and at this grave, he runs into Pee Wee Herman. And then Pee Wee Herman.
That's not
who he ran into?
That was not
Pee
Pee Wee Herman.
Oh, my fault.
That was.
He runs into his father, who's very reminiscent of Pee Wee Herman. And they end up having a one-on-one. And I like the little moment there. Oh, okay, that's another scene where it could have been rushed. Mm-hmm. But if I told you this happened, it sounds rushed, but it didn't come off too rushed.
No,
like they just have a little heart-to-heart, and they're like, wait a second. I'm your daddy.
A heart-to-heart. Hey, why are you here? Mm-hmm. Oh, hold up. I'm your dad.
Yeah, a little Maury Povich moment.
Which feels convenient, but I feel we're gonna understand why that was convenient. We're gonna understand that it wasn't fate, or like this was.
Like, you think he knew who he was?
I think this dad came there at that time.
He knew exactly that Oswald was the boy.
To actually find, to seek out Oswald. Because I mean, if your son was the head of the criminal underworld at one point, like you'd probably have kept some tabs on him.
You know what? You just gave me a prediction by saying that.
That's what we're doing. We're at the point in the show where we're both like trying to keep the panel going, but also writing our predictions down.
I think I'm gonna see if I can remember because I didn't get a chance to write.
Yeah, but
Okay, so yeah, and then Oswald meets the family, and he's integrated. So it seems like Oswald has found his people.
He integrated way too fast.
I agree.
There's something rotten there.
I agree.
And then we heard something about how like he's the only blood relative, so like otherwise that dude adopted. And like everybody there has just this weird look on.
Yeah, they're all giving them dirty looks, which is going to lead to my prediction. Okay,
are we there?
I think we're at predictions, right?
We didn't miss anything. We're definitely at predictions.
All right, ready for predictions? Any prediction music? Yes.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV.
It's a dream. It's a dream. Okay.
It's not a dream. I know it's a dream because nobody does that in a dream.
Yeah. Well, for those listening, I'm doing my the squiggly arms for dreams. In case you're wondering, I want you to feel what I'm saying. Okay, Steve, your prediction.
All right.
I love that. I like it when you give the deep breath. That means something's coming.
All right. Barbara woke up.
Yes.
Hugo Strange is after Gordon.
This is true.
He is gonna send Barbara to Blackgate.
Wait, why does he go after Gordon?
We're not sure.
Okay.
Because he wants to go after all the main characters, pretty much.
Okay.
And I think Gordon's one of the few people who could stop Hugo's monsters. Mm-hmm. And we're getting pretty close to like when we need to like unveil the Hugo monsters. Like we probably only have like 4 or 5 weeks left. So he's gonna send Barbara to Blackgate to mess with Gordon.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Bullock is gonna try to do something that'll eventually get Gordon out. Hugo's monsters are gonna get set free on Gotham. Barnes is probably not going to know what to do and then release Gordon if Hugo Strange hasn't just pulled Gordon to Arkham, which would seem unlikely because he's not criminally insane. That's what it is. He's going to send Barbara to Blackgate to drive Gordon insane so he gets transferred to Arkham so that Hugo Strange can then mess with Gordon. But before that happens, Barnes will pull him out to fight all the monsters. And then I think...
That all just came to you right now while we were talking?
And I think Cobblepot is going to have the family stuff. And then Cobblepot is going to side with Gordon and fight the monsters, who will be a Jerome, a Fish Mooney, a Galavan, a Mr. Freeze, and somebody we haven't seen before.
Okay.
That's what I got.
All right. A piece of that I'm going to counter. I can't go with it because it's going to kind of contradict a piece of my prediction. First... Oswald's father, What's his father's first name? Did you get it?
I lost it.
We'll call it Daddy Cobblepot. Actually, that's not even his last name. He doesn't cook. His last name.
His last name's not Cobblepot.
All right, we'll call him Daddy Herman. So Daddy Herman, he is aware that Oswald's his son already. He's having issues with his family because he's afraid. He does not want his power to go to the other family members because he doesn't trust them. So he wants an heir that he can trust, who can help him battle, who can help him win his little mini family battle, which is why he went to find Oswald.
And it's Van Dahl is the last name.
Van Dahl, okay. So he got Oswald purposely to give him the money so it wouldn't go to the two women and the other guy. You know what I mean? Like, it was a plan. Like the father's in fear. So that's why he found Oswald. And I think that's going to come into fruition.
Okay.
Fish Mooney will not be one of the monsters, even though she's over there.
Okay.
She is going to escape, and I don't know how she's going to escape, but this is going to lead into a Fish Mooney versus Butch and Tabitha moment.
All right.
Where Butch will have to choose between Tabitha or Fish.
That's what I forgot. Butch and Tabitha would have to side with the non-monster side. But go on.
Yes. Well, okay.
Because they're not monsters. So I just have to poke one hole.
Okay.
Fish Mooney is clearly in a tube.
She's in a tube.
She died, and he brought her back to life in the weird monster way he brings people back to life. So she's not whole.
I don't know if that's the case. She might not be dead. He might have found her unconscious, and she might be regular. She might just be being held up.
And maybe there's a Ra's al Ghul and magic in this world too.
Well, too, maybe.
To bring her back from the dead, but then she won't be the same, and then she'll get her own show with a bunch of other super.
I think she's regular. I think she's just held up. She's in a hospital bed over there. I don't think. Actually, that's not true. We saw her in a tube. Okay. Yeah, we did see her in a tube.
We saw her in a tube. She was dead, and then they put her in a tube, so she's gonna be one of his monsters.
I think the tube was just healing her. I don't think she was dead.
Okay.
I can't because for my prediction to go, she has to be alive. So she's not dead.
Okay.
And then she's gonna.
I think she's a monster like the rest.
All right. Yeah, and that's Michael Drew's predictions.
We got it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I think we handled this. Also, I think Elijah Van Dahl, I don't think he's going to be the Mad Hatter, like, officially, but I think he's going to have a lot of those elements to his character.
The brother or the father?
The father.
Okay. All right.
Elijah Van Dahl is the name of Cobblepot's biological father that we met. Also, he's played by
Paul Rubin.
Paul Rubin, who played Pee Wee Herman. He also played Oswald Cobblepot Sr. in the Tim Burton Batman.
It's true.
So he's technically reprising a role.
Sort of. As
Cobblepot's daddy.
Okay. Well, that's it.
Yep. No, we're there.
We're there. That was good. Yep. Well, all right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Michael Drew. You can find me on Twitter at Michael_Drew, Michael EAL. And Steve, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Steve Kaufmann. That is KAUFMANN. You can also find me. I'll be doing some stuff for WonderCon this weekend in Los Angeles. And you'll also find me probably in this very room very shortly where I'll be covering Monday Night Raw.
Yes.
Live from Philadelphia, where I'm from.
Peace out.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only, do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.